Good morning, pop culture. We are live. It is Thursday, October 11th, 2018. Oh, man. It's 8:01 a.m., and it's time to rock. A little slower today. Because last night we were up with the Twilight Zone. We did most of our marathon, but we couldn't do it. So instead of, accepting defeat, we've decided to do a part 2 with more episodes of the Twilight Zone. So we had a lot of people that had come out of the woodwork to discuss the show with us. We had a lot of fun. Our friend Sensei Mike was dropping super chat bombs left and right. Wow, a megaton one. So we'd like to give him another shout out. But it was a fun night. And you don't want to miss our Halloween streams because it's a little more rehearsed. It's a little more fun. It's a little more relaxed, too, at the same time. You know, we have a goal. We have an objective. It's not just pure bullshit. It's world class, but it's a little less distilled. But today we got a whole nother list of topics to talk about. We're talking about Disney. We're talking about Fox. We're talking about Warner Brothers and their new streaming service. And yeah, the thing I said as a joke has now become a reality. So we have the Warner Brothers streaming service on its way. You're welcome. So strap in for that. We're already halfway to our goal to start this morning's show. But before we do, let me give you a quick life hack of today. Need to test a printer? Print the Google homepage. It has all the colors you need to run a proper test, and it will use almost no ink. There you go. There's your life hack of today. Now, before we start any further, let me give a quick shout out to our sponsor for today's show, T. Alan Diaz's Lunatic City series. The link is in the description below. It's a gritty crime. It's a crime, gritty noir story that takes place on the moon. So, guys, check it out. Links in the description below. And while you're down in the description below, make sure you guys click on Stealing Solo Captain's Parody, because Stealing Solo is only available for a whopping 10, not even 10 more days. It tells you 10 days. It's not 10 days. We're in the final stretch. Next Saturday night, we don't send you back to the future. We send you home packing because there's no more copies available. But we have passed $36,000 on our way to 37. Like I said, guys, at the end of the day, my goal right now is to move 1,000 copies, and we're at 913. So we need 87 more, and I'll consider Stealing Solo a whopping success. During our Twilight Zone stream last night, we had Harrison Ford himself complain about being kidnapped in the basement. So if you want to hear about the tongs on his wiener and all that stuff, make sure you guys get your copy of Stealing Solo. The link is in the description below. And it's a lot of fun. We actually gave away a few story elements last night. We talked about... Nick threatened to kill Harrison Ford and all that stuff. So make sure you guys go back and listen to that. It's a lot of fun. So let's see what we got to talk about. Well, we got to wait for our whopping 200th viewer to start. We already got 161. So while we wait, we already got a super chat. Jared and Ricewick, thank you very much. I want Lucasfilm to lower my coffin into my grave so they can let me down one last time. Anyway, good morning, Jeff. I have a long day ahead of me. Well, Jared and Ricewig, keep yourself safe. Have a good day. Believe me, I know what it's like to have super long days ahead. Hopefully, by the time your day is over, you're available for World Class Bullshitters tonight, where we're going to discuss all type of things. Can't tell you yet because we don't know. But when we do, you'll be the first to find out. Also, for our patrons, you guys are going to get a bonus episode of World Class Bullshitters in the coming days, so be prepared for that as well. We'll tell you more about it tonight. Don't want to spoil all the fun, all the goodies before we start the podcast this evening proper. The other guys want to talk about it too. They want to hang out just as much. I've had the other guys go, what about Good Morning Pop Culture? When can we do it? I said, no, it's my time to connect with the listeners. And Dion goes, I see how it is. And I'm just like, yeah, man, that's how it is. But I'll see you on the podcast. He goes, oh, yeah, I forgot. Speaking of forgetting, don't forget that next weekend the Bullshitters will be all together here in Cincinnati. So what we're going to be doing is, going around the city, doing fun stuff, live streams for you guys. So we always try to do live streams when we're in the same room, the same area. So that's going to be what happens. We'll go live from our Airbnb, live from my birthday party, live from wherever we happen to be at. It'll be a good time. And, you guys can ask us random questions. We can have fun discussions. You're the fifth man in our group of guys that we're hanging out with. Let's see. I haven't seen It's Always Sunny in a while, so I'm behind. Here we go. We have now 206 viewers. So Folks, Stealing Solo available for 10 more days, 9 if you're, being honest. But let's talk about the main event, the thing that is in the description of the video, the Disney Fox acquisition. So let us begin. So this news comes from IGN.com. Yay. The Disney Fox acquisition deal will close by January 1st, 2019, according to Variety. Current president of 21st Century Fox, Peter Rice, told employees that the news of if I could speak, sorry. Current president of 21st Century Fox, Peter Rice, told employees the news at a town hall meeting on Wednesday in Los Angeles. Rice will be joining Disney as a top TV exec once the deal closes. Rice was joined by Fox CFO John Nalen, not John Malin, who will become the CEO of the new Fox. The remaining assets of Fox will not be scooped up by Disney in the acquisition. Sources say that Rice told employees the deal will already come to a close on January 1st. Both Rice and Nalen answered questions in person as well as online, splitting the duties of Disney-related and Fox-related inquiries. Concern came over Disney and Fox viewers after the merger was confirmed, as fans of different franchises wanted to make sure their favorite shows and movies would be kept safe. Fox announced longtime loved Simpsons would keep its spot safe, as well as a major part of the brand, and that the Marvel Studios would be taking the X-Men franchises, which many fans have been hoping for. So even a Disney buyout can't get rid of the damn Simpsons. I like and respect the Simpsons. I'm not going to spend all morning to dump on the Simpsons. They were great at one point. I mean, we look back at Canyon Arrow. You guys tell me in the chat some of your favorite Simpson moments. For me, it's probably Mr. Plow, Canyon Arrow, the time where Homer Simpson tried to jump the Grand Canyon on the skateboard or whatever. The Who Needs the Quickie Mart song. The show was incredible. I know some people say, well, only the first 2 seasons. I'll say the first 10 were awesome. They've declined in quality. But if you put on an old Simpsons episode, I'm probably going to stop what I'm doing to watch it. When they did that 24-hour Simpsons marathon on FXX, I had to babysit my grandma. I know that's a weird thing to say, but I did. And when she was not watching The Price is Right or doing something, I turned on The Simpsons because I don't have cable, and it's nice to watch, a day's worth of Simpsons or 3 days or whatever it was. You can never have too much Simpsons for me. Okay, so we're good. Let's see. Grease Me Up Woman, The Stonecutters, Homer Goes to College. Oh, man. There are a lot of great moments. I'm glad people have good taste of these. Who Shot Burns? I got that season on DVD, 6 and 7. I have both of those seasons on DVD. If they ever do put it on a streaming service like Hulu or Netflix or Amazon Prime, that's free with the subscription, not like on Prime where you can buy the seasons of The Simpsons, this show will probably go away for a little bit because I'll be like, I'm going to watch every episode of The Simpsons in order. I'll do my best not to, though. But so now we know the date of the end. So Disney buying Fox never excited me. People were like, oh my God, the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, they're going to be with Spider-Man and all these characters. And now, as those characters are going to Disney because Disney bought the company outright, there's rumors that Sony is going to take back Spider-Man because, hey, Venom made a bunch of money. So just as you think all the toys are about to get back into the toy box and we can finally play a proper game of Marvel chess, nope. And one thing we have to realize, too, this PG-13 Deadpool may seem like a joke to some people, but it is a test to see if a PG-13 Deadpool is viable. So if you want rated R Deadpools, don't go see PG-13 Deadpool. Don't fall into the trap and say, oh, I want more Deadpool. It's so great. It's this, it's that. Don't be one of those blind loyalist consumers because you're going to hurt yourself in the long run. You let these companies know we want R-rated Deadpool. We want dick jokes and, people getting ripped in half and all that stuff. Deadpool is not a family-friendly property, and it won't work. Sometimes when you're limited, you can have really great storytelling, like Batman the Animated Series. They were limited by what the censors would allow. The Twilight Zone, limited by what censors would allow. But when the entire joke and the premise is predicated on the gore, the violence, and the vulgarity, it's just not funny anymore. So if you want Deadpool to die, go see that PG-13 cut, because then it is your fault and not everyone else's. But see, it's shit like that that always got me worried about Disney. I mean, even at Lucasfilm, they've been making mistakes. well, many mistakes that we've covered extensively here on this channel. But I came across just other properties that I don't want to see get the Star Wars treatment. You're thinking, Jeff, why wouldn't you want the Star Wars treatment? Talking, it's the best franchise ever, bro. Best TV, best streaming, best this, best that. No. I want the integrity to remain. Somebody in the chat said about season 12 of The Simpsons having integrity. Yeah, I want these other properties to have integrity. Even Family Guy. Well, Family Guy can sell out because Family Guy can kiss my ass. But let's hope that stuff like Alien and Die Hard just don't get remade. They don't get any more movies. They just kind of off into the sunset. Like right here, X-Men. Yay. Well, when Disney makes it, say goodbye to everyone here. You can already say goodbye to this guy, sadly. What else? Deadpool. Well, be prepared for Kitty Deadpool. Fan 4-stick. This was a mistake. It can only go up from here. Please don't touch this movie. Please don't touch those movies. They already fucked up Predator, so whatever. Well, it makes sense that Avatar's owned by them since they got the Disney World Avatar experience. Planet of the Apes, thankfully this trilogy's over, so I don't think the world's ready for another Planet of the Apes saga. I'm not, personally. I thought Matt Reeves or whatever, I thought those were fantastic. No more. Kingsman, oh man, they're making a third one, so hopefully it's R-rated and fun and gory. The James Bond movie we all need. Home Alone. They'll make a Home Alone movie with Zendaya. Night at the Museum. I wouldn't touch that. Rest in peace, Rouse. Rebel Wilson's in that movie. Ice Age. Nobody. Ice Age was already Kmart Pixel, so now the company bought Kmart. Buffy. We already know what they're doing. X-Files. It's over. 24. It's over. The Simpsons. I guess it's going to be around for a while, sadly. And Lately Guy. So that's how we all feel. That's how we all feel. Oh, we had a super chat from our friend Ash Lockhart. Thank you very much. So, what will PG not good at all? Rated R because of legitimately scary. It's like Halloween. Halloween was the best because Michael Myers is build up. Excuse me. Well, it's just, but movies don't work down from them. They turn right back up and turn it back down. And please just get this over with. And you never ever know what's going to happen next, how it's going to go next. Just drop it. When they're looking for what's his name, Harry Dean Morgan, or it was a Tom Skerritt's character that's looking around and one that gets like lifted up by his head to the thing. That's what it would look like if the PG-13 aliens would be Avatar and did say and all poop and fart jokes, and that's it. There we go. Let's see, Jeff the Iron Wolf. Morning, Jeff. Whatever happened to the last Star Wars EU panel? We never did it yet. October is really not a time where I can do now because we're so jam-packed with time. Plus, we're going to be recording stuff early because I'm going to be unavailable next week. So there won't be anything like that coming down the pipe in October. But October is, almost halfway over. So November is a new start to the channel. So that'll be let's see. I'm roboting really bad. Well, don't refresh because it'll just fix itself in a minute. But yeah, that is now we know the date, and you think corporate greed is over, but it's not. Let's talk more about corporate greed. So we talk a lot about streaming services. I'm not one to tiptoe around the fact that I don't like the Disney streaming service. Enough. There's another streaming service about to throw its hat into the ring in 2019. The Warner Media Service. Woo! Warner Media is launching its own in late 2019. Other Media is launching its own streaming service in late 2019. Though few specifics have been released, Warner Media CEO John Stankey, what a cool name, John Stankey, revealed that the new streaming service will include content from various corners of Warner Brothers media brands, such as HBO, TBS, and Warner Brothers Entertainment. And the reason I clicked on this is like, hey, what's The Rock doing? Oh, no. Following a long battle with the U.S. Department of Justice, AT&T successfully acquired Time Warner for $85.4 billion, prompting considerable changes within Time Warner's principal operating division and assets. This was made abundantly clear when Stankey announced the Warner Media has planned to release the way in which certain platforms like HBO specifically are made accessible to viewers, borrowing inspiration from mainstream streaming services like Netflix and Hulu. Stankey made Warner Media's new direction plan to launch its own streaming service. And this is what he had to say. We are committed to launching a compelling and competitive product that will serve as competition to our existing business, or as a complement to our existing business, and help us to expand our reach by offering a new choice for entertainment within the Warner Media collection of films, television series, libraries, documentaries, and animation loved by consumer world. So, guys, if Amazon wasn't enough, if Hulu wasn't enough, if Netflix was never enough, if the Disney streaming service isn't enough, if the WWE network isn't enough, and Shudder's not enough, well, everyone should get Shudder. Now we have the Warner Media streaming service. And it is odd that the same company is going to have multiple streaming services. And you're thinking to yourself, Jeff, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Well, the DC streaming service was already a Warner Brothers property, a Warner Brothers production. And now we're going to have to jump down and do another one. So it's like they're double dipping with the Warner Brothers stuff. And you know that they're going to put all the DC obsolete. Like, I don't normally do this, but if I could rank the biggest mistakes I made financially in 2018, the one and the only one would be the DC streaming service. Warner Brothers, I want my money back. Talk about a waste of time and money. There is not shit on there. I was very calm and cool about it in the beginning. I even showed you guys a quick review of it. They haven't done enough to add enough to it to where I'm excited. Oh, the news, this and that. Great, you curated some comic books. I don't give a damn. I want my money back. Put something good on there besides Batman. I own Batman on multiple platforms. Where, God, can you put something different on there? Like some unreleased shit, or some rare exclusive stuff. I just don't see how Warner Media can double dip and sell you two streaming services. But anything's possible. People are pretty dumb. People will fall for anything. But they're probably going to too. What happens to HBO Go? What happens to all these other things? There's so many different questions to ask, and at the same time, you're asking yourself why. The biggest one is, what I want this. All they're going to do is scoop up their own things, release their own streaming services, and make shit more expensive than cable. Therefore, people will pick and choose. They won't get cable. They won't get packages, and they won't get all this other stuff. It really worked out well when all we had to do was have a cable subscription and Netflix, and you pretty much had everything covered. And then Hulu if you wanted live TV. And then it got really different, good for me, though, when you had Hulu and Netflix and an internet connection, you pretty much had access to everything. But now these companies are just taking back their properties, and they're getting greedy. So greed will kill the streaming. People think, and this and that. Yeah, that's great. I'm not spending $100 in streaming every month to watch a couple things. If anything, I'll go down to one. I'll even cancel other ones that I kind of watch, but just don't on principle. It's like, well, Hulu's losing all this Warner Brothers property stuff. I'm just not going to get anything from Warner Brothers now. That's how I operate. That's how I feel. Jaron Ricewick, thank you very much for your super chat. Disney owns everything when you go to the theater, and not a single movie on the list is above PG-13 rating. Everything will be safe for kids. And then YouTube's probably going to censor anyone that doesn't have stuff that's child-friendly. I'm not saying we need aggressively violent every minute, but it's nice to have a change of pace. Basically, movies for adults will be boring fucking shit like that. Was it the First Man movie with Ryan Gosling? Which, by the way, the reviews are coming out. Obviously, it's going to get praised, but I'm not going to watch that movie for the obvious reason. I don't like when they try to take historical events and twist them for a modern lens because, it represents this or this country represents that. Go fuck yourself, Ryan Gosling. I'm not going to watch your stupid movie. But they'll do that very soon, January. So all the shit will be safe for kids, and no one will like anything, and people will just go back and watch old crap. You know what, parents, don't let your kids watch R-rated crap, but don't make them suffer too. Do what you got to do. What you got to do. Let's see. Ash Lockhart says, "I predict that Google will buy Disney someday because Google makes more than Disney." That'd be scary. I don't want all these things. You don't really want one big company to own everything, because when there's competition, these companies will try their best to make themselves seem attractive and viable. Look at the WWE. Again, I know when I say those three letters, people go, "Oh, I'm leaving." Well, bye. My point is, though, when they had competition, they were rising. When they won and bought WCW, right in the toilet the entire time, and now the ratings are a joke, but their stock's valued so high. Yeah, it lost $1 billion in stock. People don't watch your shit anymore because you're boring, you're safe for kids, you're overly sensitive, you went PG. WWE, maybe you don't want to watch wrestling, that's fine. I'm not even going to suggest you can give it a chance, but what I will tell you is the WWE is the perfect example of what happens when an entertainment company beats all the competition and there's nothing left for it to achieve. We won. There's nothing left to do. If there's a package deal with this, I still don't see it as an attractive thing. I mean, how much do they expect you to pay on entertainment per month? It gets kind of stupid. I mean, I know for a guy like me, it's, 12 for Netflix, 12 for Hulu. So say with tax, let's say it's $25 for those two streaming services. And then I use other people's logins for certain streaming services, like a lot of people do. They use mine as well. So it's a two-way street. But that's about it. On top of a $70 internet bill that you need to watch this shit, the buy-in's too expensive. Until the internet's just randomly free, it just floats around and people can just get it. I don't see how these companies could think that people are going to want to drop this kind of money. Well, the kid burned out on it. Every day a new streaming service seems to get announced. So when we have the Miramax streaming service, well, it's Disney technically. So let's see, what other company? The Troma streaming service. That'll be the bottom of the barrel. Cable is like $100. Yeah, but at least it gets packaged with. I don't watch cable. I don't have it. There's no reason for me to watch TV. This, like I told you guys, this channel wouldn't be, as booming as it is if there was cable in my house. Because I do admit it, I'd get sidetracked. I'd watch Food Network. I like cooking shows. So before you know it, it's like episode of the Barefoot Contessa. Shit, I gotta do some work. $200 for a month for Disney and streaming. Well, Teddy Roosevelt and start trust bursting. Well, I think what needs to happen is there needs to be a unified consumer voice, and we're like, look, all this shit's just not gonna fly. See, I think be the first casualty, and you think to yourself, Jeff, what the fuck, man? Netflix owns this much, all this shit. Their original content rubs a lot of people the wrong way, and the more of that they have, and the less of stuff that a lot of people. I'll just speak for myself that I would want. I will stop joining or subscribing. I can only watch the Twilight, Goosebumps, and old Power Ranger episodes so much before I'm like, is it really worth $12 a month? And I don't watch but maybe 2 days out of the month. So that's $6 a day for Netflix for me. No, and then they just keep pumping it full of crap I don't want to watch. Hulu at least gets a good back catalog. It seems like they're all expanding. So it's an interesting properties. And then what else? WWE, if I had paid, I wouldn't pay for it. I did cancel it. Dan gave me his login. So let's see. So apparently the show is I guess the internet's acting up here. Well, I guess I'll just we'll give it a few minutes. If not, we'll close it out early. It's no big deal. Cesar paying and being a card. Now people complain that there are too many services out there vying for money. Madness. Cesario Japan, I get where you're coming from, but so many places try to bundle you cable and internet together because, it's cheaper, you'll save whatever. So like I said, for me, our internet's it's $70 a month. And then if we got cable, it would go down to whatever, but you'd have to get cable and a landline. I don't want a landline. It's 2018. I don't even make phone calls. So that's thing. But people did want a la carte cable because I think a lot of people didn't want ESPN and all this other bullshit on their cable bill because ESPN is like one of the most expensive channels for cable to get. I don't know how long ESPN is going to be around. I got to a point where it became a big dumpster fire. I don't really need the political sports arm of the Disney company. Disney, I don't watch ABC. I specifically refuse to watch the Jimmy Kimmel show. I fucking hate him as a person. He's never been funny outside of the Man Show. I don't know how he got to where he is. Like, did he sell his soul or blow somebody? I don't like Jimmy Kimmel at all. And that's what all these channels feel like to me that they own. It's all just weird. Like I said, it's like I got the damn sunglasses on and they live, and I'm trying to bring you guys crates of them to put on and say, look, the Disney stuff's a little iffy. That's why I don't trust it. They got Star Wars. Look what they did real quick. They tried to use nostalgia to pull the wool over your eyes, but it didn't work. Thankfully, there's a lot of smart people out there. But somebody says Amazon has the biggest catalog of all the streaming services so far, I think. Maybe, but Amazon, so many things I want to watch. I go on there and it's like, rent now, do this, do that. Basically, if I'm paying for a streaming service, I feel like it should, like when I go to Kings Island, all the rides are included with the price of your ticket. When I go to certain, like a festival or a fair, you can walk in, but then you got to buy tickets to go on each specific ride. If I pay my whatever fee, my $100 to go to Kings Island, I can ride the beast 20 times till I puke or, sprain my neck or something. So that's kind of my approach to it. I have a very consumer-friendly approach to streaming service and stuff like that because I am a consumer and I don't really want to get stroked over dumb stuff because I'm also realistic to the fact of how much I'm going to consume it. I'm not going to watch 12 hours of streaming. I'll watch Daredevil when it comes out in a couple days, and that's going to be about it for my binging on. I don't get into these shows. I don't give these random shows a chance. I kind of watch my specific things and I go on and do other stuff. I just don't have the time or the will for it, man. And yeah, I too love The Punisher on Netflix. It was a good show. Great show, dare I say. It got better. It was better in the beginning and then it got really good at the end. There's a few episodes in the middle that were kind of but that's about it. Robo voice means sometimes traffic spikes. No, the viewers are really down today, so there's not traffic spikes on this stream today. Next up, the Hasbro streaming service. Yeah, you can download your favorite action figures for only $7 a month, but when your service goes away, so do the figures. God, that would be so lame. Download Hasbro action figures. Actually, you know what wouldn't be dumb? You know what I foresee the future of some toy collecting? When Hasbro sells you the 3D files for your 3D printer. I know you can get them now. Like somebody put out a Bushmaster from Luke Cage Season 2, and it looked. I could see business down the road, they sell you these 3D printer files of like Harrison Ford's head and all these actors' faces, and then you can print them off, and then you can ship them off to somebody to get painted, and you can basically make your own action figures like that. And think of all the people that are good at the craftsman. But I bet you they'll do that for lesser known characters. Like, well, just get the file, download the file. There you go. There's probably internet traffic in my area. Are my hillbilly neighbors downloading something stupid again? I don't know. I do too. I want to make action figures. I feel like it would be a good time. If I could learn how to paint, I would, but I can't. So yeah, that is the Warner streaming service. Now, speaking of Warner Brothers, let's talk about a weird, bizarre story, because when you think of weird and bizarre, what do you think of? Well, I think of Crispin Glover, but you can also think of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. So Joker's extras reportedly locked in subway train forced to urinate on tracks. Extras working on Warner Brothers' Joker movie reportedly locked in a subway car for over 3 hours and were forced to urinate on the tracks. Joaquin Phoenix has become the latest actor to take up the challenge to play Batman's Clown Prince of Crime, a new movie being described as dark, gritty. Oh, God. Ugh. Just the words we need, dark and gritty, like Provo and Velma. The Joker, of course, this new entry in the long list of Batman-based movies is being directed by Todd Phillips, who's best known as the director of the Hangover movies. Recent photos from the Joker set have given the fans the first look at Phillips and Phoenix's version of the Joker, including a preview of his clown makeup. Plot details are being kept under wraps, but leaked pictures and videos have given some clues as to what the movie may be about. Okay, so this is what we're about, though. TMZ reports that SAG has received an official complaint about the incident and will monitor the set. The publication also says it's spoken to Warner Brothers about the matter, and the studio claims they are looking into it. Many of the set photos leaking from the Joker production have featured actors taking place in a subway station, like the one where the reported extra incident took place. And indeed, it was a group of photos from the subway that first showed Phoenix in his full-on Joker makeup. Later, director Phillips released his own look at Phoenix in full clown costume. SAG, or the Screen Actors Guild, takes these reports very seriously and no doubt will do a full investigation to find out what actually happened. By the sounds of it, the spirit of the Joker might be taking over the set of Joker a little too much. But then, separating fantasy from reality has always been a problem as regards to the Joker. Tragically, Heath Ledger may have gone so deep into the Joker's fractured psyche that the effects played a role in his death. Jared Leto may not have experienced any long-term psychological impact from playing Joker, but we did. Sorry, that's not how the article goes, but man, I hate that Suicide Squad movie. Yesterday, I went on a nice rant, but yeah. So they're pissing on the set of the Joker. I just thought this was such a weird story. That is such a bizarre thing. You got Jared Leto Joker, who looks like a noir punk lesbian Joker. He looks like Ellen DeGeneres if she bleached her hair. Then you got Heath Ledger, who looks dirty and grimy. And then you got Grandpa Joaquin Phoenix Joker, who looks like the guy that works at your Kroger that hasn't showered in a week but bags your groceries. Like, he touches your produce. Yeah, Jack Nicholson's the best Joker to me too. I don't include Mark Hamill because Mark Hamill is, a voice actor. He's great. He even has the word Arkham in his name. I'm not here to dump on the guy, but Jack Nicholson, I listened to the song Trust by Prince the other day, and I just thought of the part where he's dancing down the street on the parade float. There's just so many great, funny moments to the Joker, and there's horrific deaths, too, in that film. When he burns the guy, goes, I'm glad you're dead. I'm glad you're dead. That stuff. Or Bob Gunn, or when he gasses all those people and all that shit like that, or the people that die on the news. But Heath Ledger's Joker's good. I'm not going to say he's garbage at all. I think he's overrated. And yeah, I said it. A lot of people go, oh man, he's so dark and depressing and this and that. Yeah, but he's not as memorable as you'd like to think he is. People, like they said, they brought him up because he's dead. I love new and improved Joker products, and that commercial and all those moments were so great. Batman 89 was the Joker's movie. Dark Knight could be argued to be Joker's movie, but Batman's very important. There's a lot going on in that film. And I'll take Batman 89 over The Dark Knight any day of the week. This town needs an enema. Oh yeah, the Batman 89 soundtrack. I have it too. I have it on Google Play Music, but I still listen to it quite a bit. The actual movie score to me is better than the Prince soundtrack, but hey, I can only listen to Bat Dance so long without, wanting to get out of my car and break it down. Oh man, okay. It looks like I kind of struck a nerve with everybody in a positive way, though. People are like, yeah, he is overrated. Jack's the best. This, that, and the other. People are screaming "Party Man" in the chat. Yeah, that is one of those. Somebody said it's a staple movie in the chat. It is a staple movie in my life. Batman 89, Back to the Future, Star Wars, all of those ones. Maybe Batman 89 isn't in my top list, but it is a staple film, one of the ones that I consider important. Plus, it's like one of the last blockbusters of its kind. Yeah, I know it revolutionized the modern marketing and merchandising of superhero movies. I'm not denying that, but it's one of the last big blockbusters that didn't feature CGI, that used miniatures, all kinds of stuff, animation, different techniques. It was the end of an era. I'll say Star Wars kind of was the beginning of that, and then we had a lot of these big classic blockbusters, Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, all that stuff. And then we kind of ended that decade, that era, with Batman, the 12 years between Batman and Star Wars. And then we moved into CGI and digital, and Jurassic Park was the first of its kind. And then we moved into a next era with Spider-Man, where we had fully generated CGI characters for longer periods of time. I won't give Star Wars Episode 1 credit. Fuck you, Jar Jar. It's just an odd thing that's going on in this joke. I just wanted to bring that to your attention, guys. I thought that's funny. I enjoy having a good laugh at Warner Brothers' expense. I mean, Suicide Squad 2. Anything's possible, guys. Anything's possible. There's also a little rumor. I'm not going to even bring up an article for this, but there was a rumor that I had heard. I read an article that Jared Leto won't come back if James Gunn comes back. And it's more of like I heard it through the grapevine bullshit article. But you get James Gunn to lose Leto. I'm gonna be too fake, but it feels fake. On the practical effects, when I don't feel like I'm watching it's because I'm watching actual models, motion control cameras. I feel like those ships are actually doesn't look as much as I love in the movies. None of them, even Homecoming, which I'm not that fond of. The CGI fan on him too good. Now the CG Thanos and the CGI on his minions look fantastic. What is the one that gets sucked out of the in that really old movie? That looks great. That CGI is top than Alien. For some reason, they just don't get the weight of Spider-Man later than the remember 97 that bad. Okay, well, it looks like the audio is pretty bad. So. All right, well.